Hello everyone, welcome back for another video. And today we're gonna be talking about one of the coolest character in Black Clover, and that is Nozel Silva. And also, if you wanna be as cool as him, just smash that like button and subscribe button. And yeah, also thank you. And so let's get to it. Let's talk about Nozel Silva. Nozel Silva is one of the Magic Knight's captain, and also he's one of the strongest characters in the Clover Kingdom. So we were introduced to him, and like from the manga, we were introduced to him in chapter 2, and the anime, we were introduced to him in episode 3. And the reason was because Asa was kind of causing trouble in the medal reward thing that Julius posted. And we were introduced to a lot of characters, and some of Noel's sisters and brothers were there, and Noel and Solid put water on top of Noel, and Asa was mad about that, and they decided to fight. And when Nozel made his entrance, it was with Fugolian, and also yeah, I'm gonna talk about them later on. And when they made an entrance, they turned on Nozel part. It was like cold, and Fugolian part it was really hot, and Nozel turned into a silver eagle, while Fugolian turned into a lion kind of thingy. And yeah, I mean that's literally their captain team, and that's the squad that they lead, and I'm pretty sure that's the eagle. Yeah, Fugolian and Nozel, they have a really interesting relationship. They are rivals ever since they were young. They were always competing against each other, to be to know who's the strongest. And that's the reason why if people was winking about the captain, they almost every time would be placed almost at the same top, on the same place. The reason is because their powers are pretty much equal. And well, like I said, Nozel was the firstborn of the House of Silva and the older brother of Noel and Noel Solid and the other girl, I forgot her name. Yeah. And ever since he was young, he and Fugolian was always fighting to be, like I said, to be the very best. And also after his mom gave birth to Noel, and she died because of the curse that Magicula put on her. Yeah, she died after giving birth. Nozel always keep that secret because he loved his brother and sister and wanted to protect them, and he didn't really tell them about the curse. And yeah, after he got his grimoire, his magic was Mercury, and also he has a 3-leaf grimoire like almost every of the captains of the Clover Kingdom. Anyway, he loved his brothers and sisters, and especially Noel, since but in reality, he always loved his sister Noel, but when in front of people, he always showed disdain toward her. She always showed that she hates her, and blames her for his mom's death and Asia's death. But he knows that it wasn't her cause that it wasn't Noel's fault that her mom died. It was more because of the curse, but she still didn't want to protect her sisters, and didn't want anyone to know the curse. And because if anyone know the curse about the curse, they're pretty much gonna kind of die and things like that. So yeah, but we did learn that he really liked her and kind of thing like that. Especially we saw how he acted in the dream world that Dorothy created, and yeah, and like any other members of the Silva family, they're really arrogant, and they always look up and down on commoners, how he used to look down on Asa, especially when they first met, about how he was causing trouble and all. After he saw how during the Earth arc, he started to look differently at him as someone that it wasn't common anymore. I mean, he still in his eyes were common, but he's starting to go along with it, and he mostly didn't really care about the status no more. He used healing magic on Asa, healing item on Asa, and the others to help them heal and all. And we first saw him go into action. It was when the royal capital was under attack by the Midnight Sun. It was then that we saw how he was able to use Mercury magic. He was able to bring Silver down, and it was fast enough to kill people. He was fast enough to like pass through the zombies and kill other people. Like, yeah, it was really powerful, and also during that time, he was pissed at himself because like Fugolian during that time he almost died. Like in like when I was explaining the reason Meo Leona became the captain of the Quizzum line was because Fugolian was in a coma. He almost died because he was ambushed by the Midnight Sun, and to get his pendant, they almost killed him. And Nozel was pissed at himself because he almost let him, he was there and he almost let him die, kind of things like that. And even though they had a rivalry, he still loved him. And I mean, he wanted to be the one who defeat Fugolian. Okay, that's the most simplest way to say. He wanted to be the one to defeat Fugolian. He also said that he would get revenge for whoever did this to him. And then I'm not lying. He really did get his revenge on Patrick. like, and as I said before, like he was one of the coolest characters, and the only person that we know of is like the only people that could get on his nerve and make him lose his cool is Yami and pretty much Asta, but mostly Yami. Like when he first came, like on the battlefield trying to rescue Yami against the three of the Midnight Sun, like when he was fighting Fana, like they were talking about who did his hair in the morning, like the strand of hair, like the golden thing that he has on his hair. He was making fun of him, and he was kind of pissed about that. He told him that he was gonna take care of it, but he didn't really take care of it. And also, kind of lost his cool was when Yami was bragging about how his squad was able to come second and beat all his squad members, and like he was making fun of them. And all of the captain was pretty pissed about that, except for Charla. She's still in love with him, and like he was like strong enough to be chosen as one of the weird knights as to protect the capital and kind of thing. Like when they had to go to invade the elf place, to the Midnight base, and he was one of them. He was one of the captain there, and during that time he was able to defeat like Meo Leona. Like he was able to defeat a lot of them, and he wanted to get revenge for what Lei did to Fugolian, and he wanted to go faster, and that he could finally get his way the faster that he could feel better about himself for the fact that he let him get hurt and counts and things like that. And also he's most trusted in like the flying thing. The one that he flies on is like it's a flying eagle, and like he uses Mercury magic to mold a flying eagle. Like everybody could fly on it, and he can also have multiple people on it. Yeah, it's also really fast, like it's a real kind of somewhat like a real eagle, and he was able to fly like faster a lot. And the way he uses Mercury magic, he needs a lot of control and calmness for it, and that's the reason why I say he's really cool. And he also reminds me of Byakuya because they're really cool and all. Yeah, his Mercury magic, I really like it because when he's focused, he can use it for attack and defense, and that's the reason why it's really powerful. Like when he was fighting Kivn, I might have said that wrong, but when he was fighting it, like he was able to protect all of his other sisters and brothers and while fighting and all, and he was also able to attack. And even though he kind of, I would say, got hurt a lot by trying to protect them, and so that was the fight that Nozel really apologized to Noel about the way he treated her, and that's when Noel got a new transformation, or her water armor magic and kind of stuff like that. And that's why he really kind of like, after he was defeated, and Zoa was pretty much making fun of him, the fact that he was not strong enough to be able to protect his family. And even though no one was pissed about that, he actually listened to that and saying that it was kind of his fault that he was not able to protect the family and that he needs to get stronger like that. Yeah. And also, he was finally able to get his revenge against Patry. And it was when Patry turned into the Dark Elf, and when he saw that he came in, he saw that Asahi Yuno was fighting him, and he was finally time for him to get his revenge. And that's when he told Asada and Juno that it will be not them that will be the Wizard King. That's confusing. It will not be them that became the Wizard King, or the Magic Emperor. It will be him, and like he came to fight Patry, Dark Patry, and he decimated Patry. And one of the reasons I actually think that he decimated Patry like that easy was because his Mercury magic had an advantage over light magic. At least that's what it say. That was the reason. Also, and Asa stopped her from killing Patry was because, from that Patry had vengeance body and all. So yeah, and Asa uses his magic sword, anti-magic sword, to get Patry back, even though it looked like he was almost about to get vengeance back. And like I said, he has a microwave magic, and it's also a five. It's a 3-leaf Clover, and yeah, some of his magic skill are Silver Wind. Like I said, when he used against when the Royal Capital was under attack, he used that. The Silver Spear when he wanted to get revenge, and the Silver Bullet when he was fighting Patry and all, and like he was able to protect himself while attacking. And he also has Silver Blade, Silver Shining Wiggle Spear. He also has some creation magic. Like he was able to name Silver Eagle spell, and also the Silver Shield spell, and the Silver Star of Execution that he used on Patry. For his stats, like he has physical strength as a 4 out of 5. As a magical mind, like every warriors like in the Clover Kingdom has a huge amount of mana, so he has a 5 out of 5 for magic control. Like he has a 5 out of 5 magic sense, and he has a 4 out of 5 cleverness. He has a 4 out of 5 for his unique skill. He have coolness for a 5 out of 5. Yeah, he's really cool. Most of the fight that he fight against, he always win, except for when except when they were fighting against the 3 out of the Midnight Sun that they were interrupted. He won every other fight. Like when Noel and him was fighting against Kim, they win. When he was fighting Patoli, he won. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Like I said from the beginning, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you. He also has a communication device. I should have said that from the beginning.